Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Broad Street Boys. It's me and Kayla today, talking some Sixers and Phillies. A little bit with the Sixers, we're going to talk about kind of adapting without Embiid, and then Phillies. We have after our first full week of spring training games, anything could happen. So we're going to do our spotlights for the week. Some players that we're looking to look forward to and who are actually performing well. So we'll do a bunch of that. Let's get started. We'll start with the Sixers. Sixers have not looked great, but they do have one of the hardest schedules I've ever seen. I feel like they're on national TV every other night. Luckily, though, last night they did take care of the Hornets, even though it was a little closer than usual. Caleb was at the game. So after being there live, what can you tell us?
I mean, after watching them barely, and also like for the first half, they were down by 10 to 15 for a good part of that half.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous about them going down the stretch without Embiid. Like Maxi's good, but he can't carry the team. Like in the second half of the game against the Hornets, like he did put the team on his back. Him and Harris combined for 64 points. Like in the first half, I'd say it was mostly Harris that was getting the bulk of the points, and then the second half, like Maxi, he actually started driving. Buddy Hield was feeding him the ball more. Like there was much better ball movement the second half than the first half. So Nurse made a really good adjustment. But
Right.
dude, I'm scared for them with who they have coming up.
Yeah. I just need us to not get into the play-in because then that kind of forces Embiid to come back a little quicker. Now,
They're gonna be in the play-in,
but I'm trying to not be in the play-in.
but it's
I'm
like
really trying not to be.
if we're realistic, they're more than likely gonna start the play-in
Yeah.
without Embiid, and this is
Ooh,
where like if
I don't
they
know
up,
about that.
huh?
I don't think you're gonna start the play without Embiid. He's gonna come back at the end of the month. They're saying all of a sudden.
You think okay,
At
okay,
least that's what they're saying.
okay. So then with Embiid, you got Embiid, Buddy Hield, Maxi, Harris, and then it's an
Yeah.
open spot, really.
Yep.
I mean, Mo Bamba starting the other night was crazy because I forgot he was in
Yep.
the NBA,
Yeah.
and he didn't do anything.
No, I know.
I think
He
he had 2 blocks, and that was it.
Yeah. I didn't think he played necessarily bad. He just is Mo Bamba. Like, what do you expect from Mo Bamba? You know.
Mm-hmm.
Um. So I'm looking at the standings right now. We are a half game out of playing, but like we're the 5 seed right now. Looking like we played the either. It's looking like in the playoffs it's either going to be the Knicks, Bucks, or Caps. That's who I'm looking at. Or we get in the play-in. However, Brian Windhorst dropped a bomb earlier that Embiid's going to be back with regular season games. So if he
Good.
which is perfect because this is what I was saying on past episodes. Like if he can come back and play like three games, that would be perfect because then he
When
kind
he
of gets back in his stride. So
when he comes back, is it going to be like they're rushing him right into it, or it's going to be like he plays like maybe a little bit this quarter, next game maybe more than a half, and the last game, let's see what he's got full capacity wise.
yeah, I think it's going to be very dependent on kind of where they're at in the regular season, if that makes sense. So like
Mm-hmm.
if there's like 5 games left, then they'll kind of inch him back. But well, like very gradually. But then if there's like 2 games left, then I think they're gonna inch him back a little more than usual,
Yep.
especially depending on how the playing goes. Because like I'm looking at the playing right now, like we would destroy these teams in my opinion. Like I think we handle Orlando, Chicago, and Atlanta. That's who I think if we don't make it in, that's who's gonna.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's funny when we get in, we would either play I guess the Cavs or the Celtics. Would rather the Cavs because we actually do well against the Cavs, even though they're hot right now, we actually do well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but going along with your point, like I think like a guy like Buddy Hield is really gonna like he's killing it right now, but like
Yep.
Buddy Hield with the Joel Embiid offense is gonna be
Yeah, like
crazy.
Buddy Hield is going to really complement Embiid's play. And I think I said
Yeah,
that when you guys traded for him.
yeah, yeah,
Now, if you still had Pat Bev, like I'm perfectly fine watching them in the play-in without Embiid.
right.
God, dude, Like after watching it, dude, like they screwed up the trade deadline.
I know it's bad. Like everything other than Buddy Hield, it's really embarrassing.
Yeah,
Because like did Campaign? I guess Campaign might have played when you were there. I guess
yeah.
maybe
Campaign played. B-ball Paul. B-ball Paul actually he played pretty well.
B-ball Paul. I've been seeing this all over Twitter, and I agree. B-ball Paul is a great backup center. He's a
Yeah,
great
like
backup center.
he's a really good bench guy.
Yeah, he's a super gritty guy. He'll be diving on the freaking court for you, like rolling
Hmm.
around, and he'll get some blocks, some points. Really good at rebounding, even though he's kind of undersized. Um,
Yep.
he's just a great bench player, and
Well,
I think that's what Nurse was thinking when he put Bamba in, but
yep.
it's just a little weird.
Bamba can't position himself the way that B-ball Paul does.
No, and I maybe you definitely saw this live, but I feel like Bamba almost gets pushed around a ton.
Yeah,
Like
no, there was one play that the Hornets had where they basically split. It was a 1v2. I think it was Bamba and Heald
yeah,
in the paint. It was Bamba's guy, and he basically got faked out really
oh yeah.
bad one way, and then he just split Bamba and Heald.
Yeah, like I actually like Mo as like a third string bad center. Like he's not bad, he's not like a bad motor guy.
Hmm.
But the Hornets bigs aren't bad. Like Nick Richards is pretty good. And so is Davis Bertans, who kills the Sixers. So the Hornets game by itself, like it's kind of like a kind of trap game, big man
Yep.
wise. But I'm gonna keep on saying this, and I feel like we keep saying it, but Buddy Hield's gonna kill it with Embiid, dude. Like
Hmm.
the Embiid spaces the floor perfectly, and he's honestly spaces it perfectly for a player like Buddy Hield, who is just a catch and shoot type of guy. And I think my favorite part about Buddy's game is that like yes he shoots threes, but he shoots like a volume amount of threes, like a shit ton. Um, and no matter what, if he's hitting it or not, he's automatically shooting, which is really good. Like
What I don't know if it's because Embiid wasn't playing, but what he did the other night
yeah,
was like he wasn't forcing the shot. Like if he had someone open, or if he saw that someone, if he brought this guy along with him, like he would drive under the basket,
yeah,
which would open up Maxi or Harris, and then he would dump it out to them, and then one of those two guys would shoot it.
yeah, and that's honestly perfect because that's a very big part of the Nick Nurse offense. Like the
Hmm.
drive, if it's not there, then pass to the corner and then swing. That's the Nick Nurse offense without Embiid because you don't have much other than Paul Reed.
Hmm.
And again, Paul Reed's not bad; he's just undersized, so it's just a little
Yep.
different. And then a guy like even like Nick Batum didn't even look that bad against the Hornets either. He
Hmm.
had he had 8 points, 2 threes. He's kind of fallen off since he was hurt. Um, but one more thing I will say though, but just about this game specifically, I thought Kyle Lowry played pretty well. Um,
He did like third and fourth quarter. He stepped up. Like when they needed
yes,
someone to like go in and score points, other than Maxi,
yeah,
he stepped up big time.
yeah. He's gonna be huge in the playoffs when we're completely healthy, and he's just coming off the bench. So,
Hmm.
like he's gonna be a really great key because he scored 15, and with 10 assists. If Kyle Lowry's gonna keep doing that with 10 assists, it's gonna be awesome. And I think I saw him do this the other night. He had like a he's always in there with the charges. He's always flopping, but like a good flop for us. So definitely a guy that is going to help us in the future and will definitely help complement Maxi and Melton, which is good.
Yep.
And he's got that cake, so that does help the vibe too. You also saw
Grant Williams.
that.
You
I
well, you
hate
said
that guy.
you said cake. My mind just went to Grant Williams because he looks like a fat piece of lard out there.
He's not fit. I actually
No, he's not
Grant
fit.
Williams Grant Williams is annoying. Like I thought he was good in Boston, but then he's kind of trying to create this like bad guy like mantra about him, and it's just not a good look for him. Um,
Mm-mm.
another guy I do want to talk about is Ricky Council. I think is going to be really good. I don't know if you know this. He is an undrafted free agent that we signed on a two-way deal, and the fact that he's getting minutes is really good. And the fact that Melton and KJ Martin, I was gonna say McDaniel's, KJ Martin are hurt, and he's kind of stepping up as a big deal. He had that big dunk against the Hornets where he cocked it all the way back, which was cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in the future he's going to be really good. He only played 5 minutes the other night, but I think in the future, like next year or a little more going down the stretch, we're going to utilize him. Um, And another person I want to talk about, just in general, is Tobias Harris. Went off the other night when we needed him, with 31 points and 5 threes, which is good. But that guy's been ass recently. Yeah, ever since the All-Star break, he's been averaging like 8 points pre this game, which is embarrassing. For a guy we're paying $150 million to, we should not sign him back. Yeah. What did you see the other night?
Dude, I liked Harris the other night.
Yeah, so that's
I
why.
mean, it looked like they were being is he hurt or coming
No,
off of an injury? Because it seemed like they were being like cautious with how many minutes he was getting out there.
yeah,
Because it's like he'd have like 2 or 3 explosive plays in a row, and then they'd pull him off,
yeah,
and then like 5 minutes later they'd throw him back in.
yeah. So the thing with Harris is like it's really weird because as a person he's a good guy, but like when he goes on these stretches of 8 points a game, like it gets really hard to watch because he just forces his shot and then he'll just airball, and then he'll foul in awful spots, and he's not great on defense. So it's really tough. But like the other night where you had a front row seat to it, this guy was hitting threes all over the place and playing normal Tobias Harris basketball.
Well, even in the beginning of the game, like he was forcing
Yeah.
his shot.
Yes.
Like I think he missed 3 in a row before he started like really hitting it.
Well, Tobias Harris again. It's very weird to watch him because he's a very like microwave type of player. Like it's just weird, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But we need him, so I'm gonna try not to talk too much shit about Tobias because we need him down the stretch.
Yep.
And that's honestly why we've been losing games because it's really just the Tyrese Maxey show. Like Maxey shot 30 times, so it's really the Tyrese Maxey show, and he needs help because it's a team sport. So the fact that Tobias can actually input 31 points is really helpful. But again, once Embiid comes back, I don't think this will be much of a problem.
No.
Just because of the spacing. And Tobias is actually a good player to have next to Embiid because he also shoots three, so it just helps in general with spacing.
Tobias is also just good with ball movement. Like I don't get why these guys don't do that more.
Yeah, Tobias has become more of a smart player than when he originally started with the Sixers, because originally with the Sixers he was the Jimmy Butler era and he would just sit in the corner and pop threes. And yes, that's good, but like his game's almost better getting downhill, being aggressive, like head down type of guy, shooting threes, but like taking what comes to him, if that makes any sense. Because the like shooting threes is kind of just like an accent to his game, but he's much better like head down, being aggressive type of thing. But yeah, so Kayla, you're gonna laugh because I'm gonna read out the next few games for us. We have it's a tough month for us. Ready?
Yep.
Dallas tomorrow. Brooklyn, not bad. Memphis, not bad. New Orleans, tough because they are hot right now with Zion and Bi. New York twice. It's like back to back away. Milwaukee again. Charlotte, not bad. Miami. Phoenix. Oh my! And then we go. Oh my God! I didn't even see this. We go on the hardest West Coast thing I've ever seen. Phoenix, Lakers, Clippers, Kings. Clippers again. The last one, Clippers at home. Cavs. That is the hardest schedule I've ever heard. And then we end the season with the OKC Thunder, Miami again, and then probably the next hardest one is San Antonio, and then Orlando. So, and I'm not even kidding, like 30-40% of these games are on national TV, if that tells you anything. So it's going to be a tough road back, but if we just, again, I'm going to keep saying it, just don't fall into the play-in. Please don't fall into the play-in. If we don't fall into the play-in and beats 100% healthy, so God, I just can't watch them in the play-in because that's so stressful. I can't do it.
They're gonna be the play-in.
I know. I know. I just after like it didn't really sink in until I just read all those teams out.
Yeah, like I mean, I think there's a chance that they won't be and they'll be perfectly fine, but
yeah,
I'm expecting them to be in the play-in.
I know. It's gonna be it's very much like a uphill battle because we do play. The fact that we play New York twice back to back, away.
I mean, I do not only that, just that like the whole West Coast trip.
Oh my god.
That just sounds brutal.
Yeah, it sounds awful. And that's within 5 days. Oh my god, that's within 5 days. Oh my gosh. The Clippers Sacramento is back to back.
Is there a chance Embiid's back for the West Coast trip?
If I had to guess, Embiid's gonna be back the next Clippers game, March 27th,
Okay.
when they're home.
Okay.
Um, and let's say that's best case scenario. Then he has, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then he has 10 regular season games to play, which would be cool. So I'd be in with that. How about you? I'd be in with that.
Yes, sir.
10. You could easily have him play like a solid like 15 minutes a game starting out up to 20, up to 25, and then like normal.
Yeah, I'm giving him
Right.
like 10 to 15. If he handles the 15 well,
Yeah.
bump it up to maybe a whole half. If
Yeah.
he doesn't do well with it, like maybe slowly try to get back.
Yeah. And
Because
the
I
10.
just I don't want them. Let's say like they fall into the plan. Like the first two games, honestly, like if you need to just let Embiid take his time getting back,
Yeah.
don't rush him. Because the last thing I want to see them do is rush Embiid back.
And especially if you have 10 games left.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's literally zero reason to rush this guy back. Like,
yep.
Because a meniscus is a little different because I think it does need a decent amount of time to heal. But like it's weird because once you get surgery on it, then it won't get better than what it is. That makes sense, right? Or at least that's what I've heard about.
It never fully heals.
Exactly. So like it can only get so good. But I actually like that they took the surgery now because I feel like old MB would have been like no surgery. Let's just rest for like 2 weeks and I'll keep playing on it or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll hurt it more down the line, and then he'll suck. So like I do like that they actually took the surgery. But yeah, I mean if he could come back that game or and another game I'm looking at is the OKC Thunder game April 2nd. And in that game, he would just play all of April, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games, which I'd take too. So, I mean, I feel like either one I'd take. Yeah. Okay. Phillies, shall we?
Phillies. Yes. Yes.
Let me think. So, first full week of spring training, I think is going very successful.
Yes.
But,
I've loved watching the young guys
me
too.
too.
I mean, like I've seen people freak out because of scores and stuff, but I mean,
yeah,
for pitchers, it's gonna take them like 3 or 4 stars to like get to where like they feel comfortable. For hitters, it might take them a little bit longer. Like
yeah.
Trey Turner, he's hitting very well right now. Kyle Schwarber's 1 for 10. I don't care if
Yeah.
Trey Turner's 6 for 10 and Kyle Schwarber only has 1 hit. Like I don't care yet.
It doesn't matter.
Like if we're like a week or two into the regular season, like I'm gonna care then. I don't care right now. And it's been a lot of fun watching some of the young guys. Like he was at Kroon's. Like
Oh yeah, that guy's good.
he's been a lot of fun to watch. And then I've loved watching McGarry, McAble,
Yep.
Kirk Rings looked really good.
Yep. All of a sudden, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Once he adds like an extra pitch in there, this guy's gonna be unstoppable.
He's gonna be dangerous.
Unstoppable. He's gonna be awesome. I've also Caleb and I were talking about this off screen. I think we're gonna do a spotlight player of the week each week. Just one pitcher, one hitter. So we'll just go with each one and we'll talk about it. We'll start with the pitcher. We're gonna go. Griff McGarry is our spotlight player of the week or spotlight pitcher of the week. 1, 2, 3 inning, struck out the side type of stuff. Like that's.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't just take that lightly, especially for a guy that should be coming up sometime mid-season.
Yep.
Like that's a big deal. Yeah, go ahead.
And like especially for a guy who, like midway through last season, like completely fell off in AAA.
Yeah.
And basically since then, like they've been working on his delivery, changing that up.
Yeah.
And then in his first appearance, 1, 2, 3, like that's awesome.
I completely agree, and his stuff looks solid so far.
Oh yeah.
Like all of the breaking stuff looks good. His fastball looks like it's moving.
His
Um,
fastball's sitting 95, his cutter's sitting 90, his curveball's at 80.
yeah, I'll
Like,
take that every day of the week.
that's filth.
It is. I don't know how you hit that.
Mm-mm.
And then our spotlight player hitter of the week, we're gonna go with Christian Pache. This guy's 2 home runs is raking. Is obviously more deserving of that final roster spot more than Jake Cave. Let's be real here. Um, yeah. What are your thoughts on Pache? Because he's killing it right
Not only has he been hitting well, but like he made a really good defensive play the other
now. Yep.
day.
Yep.
And it's like the thing that he has over Cave is defense,
Yes.
speed, and really just like ability to put bat to ball.
Mhm.
Plus, he's so much younger. He's got that upside that Cave doesn't have.
Exactly. And like Pache has always been this super raw player, even on the Braves, even on the A's. He's been this super raw player with all this potential, and obviously, knock on wood, it's really coming to fruition right now. And it's actually really fun to watch. Like these home runs he's hitting are not like wall scrapers either. He's crushing them. So I'm actually really happy to see it because I mean I don't know about you. I felt awful for him last year, with his random injury because like
He was playing so well right before that happened.
Like perfect bench spot, perfect guy to plug in center field, left field, or right field to give someone like a day's rest or anything. And then I almost felt more bad because like he didn't do anything to aggravate this. It was just a screw loose in his elbow, right? Like that's you can't control that. It just fell out. But eventually he got better throughout the season. But I mean, at that point, like when that injury went down, you're like, oh my god, this guy could be like kind of next up. Like he's killing it. So I think I could speak for everybody that he's doing really well. Yeah, and another guy that I can't believe we're gonna talk about, Caleb, in 2024 is Scott Kingery. What?
He's not like he's playing well, but dude, he plays well every single spring. He's not getting a roster spot.
It's 2024. We're talking Scott?
Dude, 2024, we're talking David Dahl on the
David
Phillies,
Dahl on
dude.
the
David
Phillies?
Dahl. He's gonna be the next Matt Sayers for us.
He might be. Don't tempt him. I mean, but Scott Kingery has actually looked well in the field too. He's getting hits all over the place. He's hitting again, not wall scraper home runs. He's crushing it.
Do you know who else is hitting well?
Say it.
Merrifield.
Whit Merrifield's a stud, dude.
Whit Merrifield.
He's a stud.
Yep. We got the upgraded version of Scott Kingery.
Yes. Yeah, Whit is awesome. And I can tell. I'm pretty sure he said this in an interview, but he feels less pressure here, and I felt like, and I could tell too, when he went to Toronto, he kind of felt a lot of pressure to perform well, just because he was this guy in Kansas City, right? That was like could hit everything, and he probably put more pressure on himself, similar to Trey Turner, but not as drastic. But then coming here, he's like not the first, second, or third guy. He could just be himself, you know.
Well, Toronto was looking at him to be a second baseman because Biggio wasn't really working out for him.
Right.
Whoever was they had another guy at second base for a little while who wasn't really working out. So Merrifield wanted to win the job.
Yes. And Whit is honestly fun to watch too. He's a great defender. As you said, great defender, and he's honestly raking right now. He's hitting very well.
He's hitting home runs. He's hitting doubles. He's hit a triple.
Exactly. And the funny thing is, Whit Merrifield doesn't typically hit for power.
No.
So these home runs are pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very, very encouraging to see this. Another guy that we were back and forth on, spotlight pitcher, Mick Abel, actually has pitched very well. What are your thoughts on him?
I think he's a guy who we could potentially see be the sixth starter in the rotation at some point this season. Like if there's an injury, without a doubt, Abel's gonna be the guy that they turn to. Like right now, I think the sixth man in the rotation is going to be Spencer Turnbull because that's another guy who's looked like in the one start he had, he looked really good. Like
he did.
I think it was 2 innings pitched, 4 strikeouts.
Yeah.
Like Abel looked really good too. So like we'll sit on him right now. He's got filthy stuff, dude.
He does that little backdoor slider he throws.
It's disgusting. Like
it's gross.
he froze, I think, 3 hitters with that pitch.
Yeah, no,
Like it's an unorthodox slider.
it is, and and the funny thing is, I can't believe I'm saying this, but he almost looks MLB ready now. Like he's getting there. Like, what do
He's
you think?
definitely close.
Yeah,
Everyone's saying that like this is the year where he's going to come up.
I agree.
And after seeing that, like I believe it now.
Honestly, he better come up. We've been, how long have we been talking about Mick Abel? I mean, obviously Griff McGarry a little bit, but Mick Abel we've been talking about for years,
We've been talking about him for a while. We've been waiting
right?
for him to come up for a while.
For forever. So the fact that it's actually starting to come is pretty cool. And the Phillies farm system all of a sudden is looking pretty good.
It's looking good and it's looking promising.
Yeah, I'm very encouraged with what I'm seeing out of these young guys. Like him, McGarry, Pache, they're all actually like kind of fun to watch.
The only thing with Abel is that like he's 22, so I wouldn't be surprised if they wait a year.
Yeah. I personally I hope not, because I'm sick of talking about like the what if McAble type of stuff. Like I just want to see the guy pitch, you know?
I know. Just let him make a start or two. See
Yeah.
how he does.
Why not?
If he looks like he's struggling, send him back down. I get it.
Yeah.
But if he does good, I think you just ride with him.
Hell yeah. You could almost do something. So him and McGarry, you could almost do something very similar to what you did with Kirkering almost. Like put him up with like high upside. If he doesn't do well, just send him back down to AAA. Have him work on his stuff. Have the coaches help him out with what he needs help with, and then kind of just go off that.
Yep.
Because again, I'm over talking about what if McAble, what if this guy. I'm over. Like let's get this guy up. Let's see him actually pitch. Yeah, and another guy that's actually looked really good in his one start with Ranger, Suarez, looked really good in 3 innings. I think, didn't Aaron Nola start that game and not do well?
No. So Suarez was playing against, I think it was Detroit. Nola made the start against Miami. But I mean, Miami's also a team that knows Nola fairly well.
It's always the Marlins.
I mean, am I excusing Nola? Not really.
No.
But it's spring training. It's a second appearance. I'm not worried about it yet.
Right. Honestly, it's Aaron Nola against the Marlins, so I wasn't really like, oh, what if type of stuff.
Because in spring training, Nola's a guy where he's focusing and working more on his control, rather than okay, like how fast can I throw this? Like he's experimenting right now.
Yeah, it's not really like how much break can I get on this like curveball. Like we know what the break's gonna be on your curveball stuff. But you're completely right. I think if Nola kind of keeps working on being like that game manager that he was pre-game pitch clock, then I think he'll be great again. I'm trying to think of some other guys. Turnbull's look good. Harper looks great at first. He
looks like Gold Glove worthy out there.
Right, he made that diving play for literally the first inning, so that was cool.
Bohm's been smacking the shit out of the ball.
Castellanos had a home run yesterday, or today. Yep. But like all of these signs are very positive all of a sudden, and I'm very optimistic. I saw someone say this. I think someone on Twitter. But it's almost weird because like obviously, barring another heartbreak, like a mid-season / early season heartbreak, like I almost have like World Series anticipations for this team, and they're low-key playing like already. So, what do you think? What should my expectations be for this team, or everybody's?
Everyone should expect this team to be a playoff team.
I think so too.
Winning the division has never been more in sight than this year. Like last year, I was saying I think they can make a run at it.
Yes.
This year, I'm saying they could go win it.
Yeah.
So with that in the back of my mind, if you think that if you see that the Phils are stronger than the Braves right now, like the Braves are still better than the Phils.
Right.
But it's baseball. The Phils could easily go out there and win the division. The Mets might be more. The Mets are going to be more competitive this year than last year. Yep. The Nats, they're not going to be there. The Marlins, their pitching's going to be good, but they haven't done anything for their offense. It's going to be between the Phillies and the Braves, and I think that's going to be one hell of a rivalry this year.
It's going to be awesome
because the Phillies are going to be going for the number 1 spot, and the Braves are going to be trying to hold it on for however many years it's been.
Yep. So I think I saw someone say this on Twitter, probably WIP, but I thought it was a great point, so I'm just gonna kind of give my take. I want to hear your take on it. Um, the Phillies just have more dogs than the Braves do, if that makes any sense. Like the Phillies just won it, and
Mm-hmm.
like obviously the Braves have Acuna, they have Matt Olson, they have Ozzy Albies and all that, but like something I see this every year around June. Like the Phillies just effing won this, and the Phillies just have that grit that they're not going to be denied. I mean, obviously they have won the playoff or won the World Series or
Yep.
got the division, but I could just see it like they just almost like won it. Like I feel like last year the Braves were more into like, oh, we had the most home runs like ever or whatever as a team. Um, like yay, and we also won the division. I think this year we're gonna see a very different Phillies team in the
Mm-hmm.
sense that this is the year to go get the division. We're ready now.
Some guys had a taste of losing in the World Series. Now
Yes,
everyone's had a taste of 2 years of
I
just
know,
not like
I know,
finishing the job.
I know.
And I mean, you added Merrifield, who was a guy who said that he feels like his whole career has led him here,
Yep,
where it's like he's basically spent his career as like a utility, not a journeyman, but he's been a utility guy.
for sure.
He like you said it, he's led the league in hits,
Yep,
he's led the league in stolen bases.
yeah,
That is perfect for a bench guy here, and like even a guy who could maybe start like every now and then. Like if Bowman needs an off day, boom, he can play third. If the outfield's questionable and like there's no one else that we could go out there and sign, Merrifield, put him in the outfield. But
yes,
just aside from that, like we could look at the Phillies and Braves lineups, pick most of the dudes on the Braves. Come on, like their
I know.
lineup is sick.
It's ridiculous.
But
We can't lie.
the players on the Phils, dude, they have a tenacity that you don't see in a whole lot of other teams, which is why the Phillies in October
Yeah,
are one of the
it's
scariest teams to face.
it takes a fluke to almost beat us at home, and obviously we saw that fluke with Diamondbacks, which was
Mm-hmm.
a complete team meltdown too. Like it wasn't just like one side,
Mm-mm.
and obviously that could happen in any. Um,
Yep.
but I completely agree. Like this team is just wants it. It just effing wants
Mm-hmm.
it, and there's no other way to put it. Um, again, you were saying this. I'm gonna build off it, but the Braves, like probably lineup wise, are better than us. Um,
Definitely.
pitching wise, are definitely better than us. Like as a whole, I would say
Uh,
it's close, but
it's close.
you know what I mean.
Yep.
And I think it's very important. Your one point that like everyone on this team, pretty much, yeah, everybody. This because it's funny. Like I keep thinking like, oh, we changed a lot. We didn't change anything. Um, everyone has tasted the defeat of the Diamondbacks, and I could tell even in like the first interviews with everybody, they all know that they should have beat them and went to the World Series. Like you could just feel it. With Schwarber saying that we have unfinished business, Turner saying the exact same thing, you can tell that like this team did not like losing to the Arizona Diamondbacks with that young team.
Like yeah, like losing in the World Series is one thing. Losing
Yes,
to the Diamondbacks
it's a different.
when you were minus 200.
Oh, and you were up in the series going into the probably. I mean, this might be a hot take, but and very biased, but one of the best home field advantages in any sport. The fact that you were up in a series going to that, and all you had to do is win one game out of two against a rookie pitcher. And who's the other guy? Was it Merle
It
Kelly?
was fought. Yeah.
Merle Kelly. Yeah, it was
Yep.
Fulton Kelly, who it's not even like their ace Zach Gallen. So the fact that you
Who
go
we rocked.
who we've killed both times in the playoffs. Um, but I feel like it almost hurt. I feel like that this one almost hurts way more than the World Series because exactly what you said.
We should have beat them. It
We
was
should have
such a
beat them.
non-competitive World Series.
It was hard to watch. I didn't watch it. I mean, I didn't watch it because I was sad, but that's different. That's just a different reason. But like, as a normal fan, like I would have tried to watch it, but I would have been like, man, like I don't know. There's no one I really love type of thing. Um, but I thought you also made a really good point. Like it's one thing to lose to the Diamondbacks, right? Like which is probably the worst case. But I feel like it's almost worse to lose to them than to lose to World Series to the Astros. And that team was beautifully built with veterans all over the place. Jordan
Mm-hmm.
Alvarez being like that guy. Like I feel like that's a completely different handle to losing to such a young, raw team that you probably shouldn't have lost.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say it again, like, even in all their post game interviews, or not post game, Jesus, like their first interviews, like you could see it in their eyes, like they're still pissed, like it
Yep.
still pisses them off. Which as fans, it's very encouraging to even see. So I'm honestly very excited for the season. Like I haven't been this excited for a season in a long time. Like I'm like I don't know about you. I'm more excited for this season than I was last season.
Oh, I'm excited for this season because of the
Yeah.
expectations building off of the failure from last season.
Yeah.
Remember how the Diamondbacks they're doing the replica ring night when the Phillies are in town?
Oh yeah. Yeah, of course.
Don't be surprised if the Phillies put up 20 runs that night.
And get enough fight. Like it like there's gonna be a
Like
whole thing.
Harper will throw hands with
That's
anyone.
so disrespectful. No, that's so
Mm-hmm.
disrespectful in my eyes. We would
Yeah.
never do that. Or at least I don't think we would try. Would we try to?
I don't think we'd purposely do it.
Mm.
This
I did see that. It's a little weird. It's a little weird.
Yeah. So I mean, I think Harper and Schwarber. Honestly, dude, I might just pull up whatever Fliff and then just lock
Oh my
in
gosh.
Harper and Schwarber home runs off of Zach Gallen that night again.
Absolutely. That game is going to be electric. So I can't wait to watch that in like just all. That's going to be prime time. Good. That's going to be a good one. And again, I feel like it's almost like weird. Like, why are they doing it against us? Like, we definitely did our replica. Who did we do our replica ring against? It was probably like the Royals. No, it wasn't the Royals. But it was someone. It was someone that's not the Padres. You know what I mean? It wasn't the Padres. I don't know. It was just very because I saw as soon as they posted the schedule, like I was like, ooh, it's a little weird. Yeah, I'm so excited for baseball, and it's officially March.
It's officially back, dude. We play legit
back.
baseball this month.
I can't wait. Opening day is gonna be rocking. We gotta find some time to go, and then, but like I'm so excited. Yeah. Let me think. So, yeah. So spring training, honestly, for the Phillies is just making me more excited for this team. I don't know about you. It's getting me freaking
expectations
hyped.
Are there, dude.
Yeah, and I love it. I think Zach Wheeler might be if he stays healthy might be going for Cy Young this year too, because that guy's a machine. Oh, something we haven't talked about that much. The Wheeler contract is apparently getting traction. I saw on Twitter, which is good news. And another thing that we didn't talk about, which I'd like to talk about now, even though we're like a week's late on it, is how do you feel about Bryce Harper and Scott Boras wanting a contract through he's 40 like through his 45th year? What do you think?
Dude, not yet. Like I love Harper. Let him play out his contract now before you even start to worry about a possible like 3-4 year extension.
I think like in this case, I feel like that's not even Bryce Harper talking. I feel like that's more Scott Boras being like,
that's
"Yo,
that's Scott. Well, dude, like Boras, he's failed this offseason, which I love.
I love that guy failing. I hate it. Because I really hate Scott Boras. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, no. Well, the other thing is like if they're gonna extend someone, like you got Wheeler, you can extend him.
Right.
Like they're not gonna extend Schwarber or Castellanos when their contract's up.
Yeah.
And I mean, like there's people been talking about it where when Trout's contract with Angels is up, him ending his career in Philly, whether it's 1 year or 2 years, like put some money towards that.
Yeah.
Don't extend a guy to play till he's 50.
Yeah, and I would almost I think you're gonna agree with me. I would almost put that money with like Bohm or Stott coming up for like a little extension type of thing.
Yeah,
like that
Bohm,
just makes
Stott,
more
and Marsh.
sense.
Put the money there.
Yeah, with like your younger guys approaching their mid to upper 20s, right? I mean, guys with a high upside, not a guy that's to play to his 45th year. Like that's crazy. That almost sounds like you know how Chris Davis on the Orioles is still getting paid by the it was just ended getting paid by the Orioles. Like it almost sounds like that. Or Ryan Howard being paid until 2016, I thought, or 2018, and he stopped playing in 2015. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like that type of stuff, you know. Like I
Yep.
would really like to avoid that because that really screws you in the long
Dude, wait, aren't the Mets still playing someone who retired?
Yeah. I'm gonna look. I'm not gonna look. Who cares? But like, yes, it's. I
Yeah,
forget who it
dude.
is, but it's really funny.
No one has them in the World Series odds, yet they have the highest payroll
By
and have
far,
spent. Dude, Steve Cohen. I I love what happened there.
I love watching the Mets fail. Is it? Is that almost bad to say? Like, they're almost like the Cowboys with me. Like, I
Oh
love watching them
yeah, dude.
fail.
No, one of my favorite things. They kind of got it straight here. Like Trey Turner flat out saying everyone hates the Mets.
Yeah. Well, everybody
With
hates the Mets.
on one of the first days of spring training, he just said everyone hates the Mets.
Yeah.
And then he went on to trash the whole like the New Jerseys. Like
So funny.
if Trey Turner's going to turn into like one of the like he already was one of the faces, but like one of the personalities and one of the guys that the reporters go to.
Yeah.
I dude, I think we're going to read a lot. Like
I
people
dig it.
outside of Philly might start to really hate Turner.
Good. Honestly, good.
Honestly, good.
Right? Because sometimes the players. This is like Bryce Harper. Um, the players that are hated by everybody except their fan base are the
Are
most loved
loved
players,
in their city.
right? So I'm thinking about a few examples in my head. Bryce Harper being one of them. But I
Mm-hmm.
can almost bring this back to the NBA. You definitely, I hate him. Draymond Green on the Warriors. Everybody hates this guy. But if he was a Sixer, damn, I
You'd
would
love him.
love him. I love that guy. But so almost like good hate Trey Turner because we're
Mm-hmm.
not gonna hate him. You know what I mean? Like we give him a standing ovation when he was hitting 230 or something. So
Mm-hmm.
there's no hate with us. And I was talking about this with one of my buddies. Like the Phillies were good last year, and obviously first wild card team, whatever. Imagine them with a super healthy, a super efficient, and a normal Trey Turner
And Bryce Harper.
and Bryce Harper. That's like
That's scary.
it's weird because it's the Trey Turner one specifically sticks out in my head because people have now forgot that Trey Turner 2 years ago coming to Philly, the year before he was a MVP like candidate,
He was an MVP caliber player.
right? Like
Finished
this
top
guy,
five. He finished top five in voting 2 years in a row.
yup. Like this guy has all the tools to be one of the faces of not just the Phillies but of the league.
Yep.
And then he goes to Team USA with WBC and all of a sudden becomes Captain America and goes on this massive home run streak. And you're like, wait a minute, the Phillies might win the division. And then he sucks. But then coming into this year, like if we get that version of Trey Turner back and a normal Bryce Harper, except Bryce Harper at first base, like,
Dude, think about the Team USA team last year.
oh yeah,
Everyone on that team struggled that season.
everyone. Jeff McNeil sucks.
Jeff McNeil sucked.
Arenado low-key sucks. Goldschmidt,
Goldschmidt, he had an off year. I mean,
you
Schwarber
keep
hit
going.
bombs, but his average was like really low. Pete Alonso hit home runs, but
Average awful.
yeah,
Yeah, no,
I don't even think Matt Olson was on that team.
no, he was not. And that's actually a good point. I didn't even think about it like that because everybody on that team, or a majority, struggled.
Dude, Lance Lynn. Think about the pitch. Lance Lynn was on that team.
Lance was good on that team too, which was weird.
Yeah. JT was. I mean, JT had his worst season.
That's a good point. I mean, maybe this is just a coincidence because they're all like older guys, but not older guys, but like getting older guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a good point. I never even thought of it like that.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, I've been thinking about that, and I think with I was thinking about the injuries that came from that. Like I think
Mike Trout too. Wait a minute, Mike Trout.
Yeah. Well, Trout's Trout.
He is. I mean, yeah, and I think a guy that wasn't really affected by that, but he's younger, is Mookie Betts. But Mookie's Mookie. Interesting. I didn't even think of it like that. You just put that in my mind. Interesting. Because it is even the pitching. Because Devin Williams didn't have his best year last year either.
Mm-mm.
And obviously Lance Lynn, but okay.
Ranger
Caleb.
Suarez didn't have his greatest year last year.
Yeah, Merle Kelly was pretty good.
Edwin Diaz got hurt celebrating.
Yeah. I mean, hey, honestly, like, yes, but this is very off topic, but that tournament was so fun to watch.
Like, oh yeah, no, dude, that was amazing to watch. Like
great.
all the studs in America jumping together on one team. Yeah. I mean, dude, like Tim Anderson was on the team.
Yeah, doing well. Or well enough.
Hmm.
Oh, wait. That's pretty funny to think about. I just thought
Yeah,
Tim Anderson's
he's a
sucked last
Marlin.
year. Sucked last year, but he's a Marlin now, so he's gonna be playing in that stadium. That's pretty cool. I think I'll get off topic, but I think he'll be not bad there. Him and Luis Arias will be awful together.
Dude, Anderson's he's gonna embrace the Miami environment, and he's gonna spend he's gonna be a Harden 2.0 for them. Spend more times in the
He
bars
could.
and clubs than
He
on the
could.
field.
So it's weird because I'm not gonna lie, Tim Anderson was pretty good pre last year.
Hmm.
That's the only reason why I think he's gonna bounce back because it was such an outlier here. So he can't be that bad again. Right? I mean,
Dude, he fell off. Like
probably could, but
he lost his power.
he lost everything. He couldn't even see the ball.
Mm-mm.
He struck out all the time, and pre that he wasn't a big strikeout guy. So
No.
I didn't even think of it like that. Yeah, but circling back to the old thing, like Trey Turner is gonna put this team on a different level if he plays anywhere like he was 2 years ago.
Hmm.
Wow, I'm actually really excited.
Yeah, we have a lot to look forward to this season.
Yeah. When was the last time we said that about the Phillies?
Yeah,
Right?
it's been a while.
It's been a minute. Okay, I'm excited. Do you have anything else to add? I'm
No.
trying to think.
No.
Good pod. Thank you everybody for watching. Make sure to check us out on all of the social media, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify here, YouTube. We're trying to post every week. We're actually doing a really good job on that. Caleb's on spring break now. We're gonna flip. I'll be on spring break next week. So thank you all so much for watching. Yeah, we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you.